All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. Busy day on my side, but I at least want to make a quick video on Soundhound and AVTX, all right? Today was an important day on Soundhound, all right? Today was a big day on Soundhound. I know we're used to seeing like 70. I think there was one that ran like 100, 300%, whatever. Look, a double-digit single day is huge, all right? And Soundhound, more than this day, Soundhound got over the 50. That's been the story, I mean, since July, okay? That said, if you watch my videos, you know it. I need more than a single day. Look, this looks good, this looks good, this looks good. I'm not going to pretend things don't look good here, all right? That said, and I'm going to repeat it again, we need confirmation, all right? I'll flash it again when I'm doing the actual video, but NASDAQ was an interesting day, okay? I literally was just asking for a little bit, just a little bit above the candle. We couldn't quite do it. It wasn't a horrible day. It wasn't a great day. We actually wicked this line again. I mean, some interesting things I'll cover on NASDAQ, all right? AVTX, I actually don't know what it looks like. Nice. I wish I waited until then we did it live, but that's what it looks like. I'm excited to talk about that one. But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here and giving me your time, oh, it's super appreciated. All right, so let's get into it. And again, I'm going to start by saying this. Look, I think 90 to, if not more than 90% of this Soundhound section is going to be really positive. All right, good things are happening up here. This is not quite zero or positive, but it's so close. Beautiful divergence, good volume. Good, like things are good. I'm gonna start with and end with by saying we need more than a single good day. Okay, and I am actually less looking at this beautiful double digit. I'm more looking at since July 20th, we have been well under the 50 moving average. All right, so the fact that we even just wicked it on Friday was a relatively big thing, and you know how much I talked about this candle, and this is an interesting day after this candle, right? I hope you watched the video over the weekend, but man, today we got over that pesky 50 moving average line. We did it on a day where volume wasn't even that fantastic. Friday was way better, and today was beautiful, right? So we've got good, and again, divergence just means 2 lines going away from each other. We like green over red. Green is good, right? Like a stoplight. And ooh, excuse me. We like that these are diverging, and hey, look, same divergence down here, right? I wish this was positive, but hey, negative 0.02 is super close. We've been dancing with that positive line basically since we've lost it right here, right? So couldn't quite get there. Maybe this is the one that gets there, right? So I mean, there are a lot of things to like. I think the one thing that annoys me a little bit, okay, and I mentioned this on the Discord. I normally have the tab here. Like I said, I'm a little busy, right? But and I mentioned this on the Discord too. But Palantir did not have a monster. When I saw Soundhound, someone mentioned it to me. I think it was around 8%, give or take, and I was surprised to see that Palantir wasn't doing, like, if Soundhound's going to get an 11% day, I think I would expect at least 2, 3, or like what is, oh, that's a 20. That's a big candle. I expected that to be a small, oh, it's because of the gap up. That's why, duh. I would, like I said, though, if Soundhound got 11%, I think I would have expected like 4 or 5% on Palantir, and then going into NASDAQ, I would have expected at least positive, I think, right? So it was a little bit, and I'll come back to the NASDAQ shortly, right? I kind of want to just focus here. Sorry I'm jumping so much, right? But it was interesting to me that Soundhound made this move on seemingly no news. I saw no headlines. Let me know if I missed it, but I saw no headlines. I saw no confirmation come from NASDAQ. I saw no follow through come from Palantir. I was a little surprised. I don't think there's nothing else I can say, you know? And to me, that alone is actually really why I didn't enter yet. Look, if we have another day tomorrow, man, my thought is we have broken the 50 and we're going to the 100, and the 100 sitting up here at $2.40. Maybe if I had to guess, the line's going to come down here to like just under 240. Hey, again though, if we can go from 2 to 240, that's another 20% move, right? Because roughly speaking, 20 cents is 10%. Not even roughly, that's actually exact. So yeah, there's a lot to like if we confirm tomorrow. The thing I want to stress is, look, this looks good, this looks good, this looks good, this looks good. Generally, I would assume that means tomorrow we're going to follow through. Again, I think it was just a little odd that NASDAQ looked like this, okay? If you watch my video over the weekend, this was a big, big candle. I wasn't even asking for a lot. I don't even think I was asking for 85. I think I was asking for like 83 because I thought it was line. Yeah, dude, I was asking for just this. We couldn't even wick my top number. The problem is we actually do wick my bottom number. So what was the low of this? 687. My number was 690, right? So we actually wick below this line. We don't wick the top of the line. And let me see one thing. Where does this close? 13,798. What was your high? 13,745. Our wick of today, I'm going to draw the line. Let's see if it draws well. Oh, did I do the math wrong? Wait a minute. What did we close at? We closed at 13,796. This number up here. I was looking at the second line. That's what happened. Our high was 13.8. Obviously, that's why it's above it. Okay, so we at least wicked above that candle. Cool. I guess I'll take that. I'm kind of looking at the RSI now is what I'm doing. It just says I'm quieting down a little bit. Interesting. We've actually hit a wall right there, and right there. And it looks like this is kind of coming down today. Look, I said it, right? We needed to confirm this candle. We couldn't quite do it, but the thing is the doji never counts. This was not a yes or a no. I wish the doji was like a little higher or a little better in a couple different ways, but hey, doji never counts. Let's see what tomorrow looks like. 8 moving average is actually still going up, and so is the 20, and really I think the exact same comments are kind of echoed on Palantir. I guess this is a better doji. This doji at least does close above this day, right? Like Palantir on Friday closes at 67 cents. We close at 71. So hey, it is actually a 4-cent increase, right? Again, we kind of do what the NASDAQ did. We wick the bottom line. We wick a little higher. Obviously, we close a little higher. And this is what I would have liked to see the NASDAQ look like. But overall, I think the moral of the story, one more time, you can't get too excited about a single day. In some ways, you can actually kind of say, hey, it's been more than a couple days, right? Like there's actually a nice little uptrend going on. What we talked about was decent earnings, and you know, there's a couple storylines that are easy to say, hey, maybe I'm downplaying how good today was, especially given the last bit. For me, man, I've come to respect the moving averages way too much. You know what I mean? They've burned me when I was wrong, and then I'm obviously happy when I'm right. And I would rather wait just a little bit to make sure I'm right than assume, especially in a market like this. So you can honestly almost make this 203 line your line if you want. Otherwise, legitimately, like, dude, yeah, I mean, 201, 202, 203, something like that. If we break the 50, it's going to be really easy to believe we're going to come here. Because again, I'm going to delete the line. But roughly speaking, look at what we're finding here, right? Red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 wholeness of nothing, to hopefully green, green. Like this looks like a very, very fast channel. And like I said, that's almost nearly 20% move, right? 10% is 20. One more 20 is that 240 line, right? So, overall, way more to like than worry about. However, we can't let a single day, you know, drive things too much, all right? So let me know your thoughts and opinions. Let me know if there's some news that you think I missed or anything like that. Otherwise, you know it. I appreciate your time, and let's move into AVTX. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe, I would very much appreciate it. This is where I'm going to start with here, because again, there are a lot of passionate people that are holding this stock. I am not here to spread fear. I rarely use the words like you should buy and you should sell, I will buy, I will like. I'm here just giving you opinions, right? So believe me when I say I am not here to tell you what to do with your money, all right? But AVTX, this is an interesting candle today because I talked about this 9-cent line a lot over the weekend, all right? Let me just zoom out. It's actually even super easier to see it on the weekly, but there is nothing below this 9-cent line. That is our all-time low support line, and once we lose that, it becomes, in my opinion, whenever, it doesn't matter the stock, I'm not saying this anything to be specific, any single stock that, let me just flash Mullen really quickly. All right, Mullen loses, let's go back to the weekly, look at this 22-cent line, same black nothingness after that line was lost, all right? Once it lost the line, and you can see it, it actually loses it on Thursday. Friday is a devastating 12% loss. Today was another 4% loss. I always say, when you lose all-time low support, I'm ready for this thing to lose 20% before it loses the next 20%, before it loses the next 20%, and so on until the hand of God basically comes to save it, all right? This line has done a really good job a few times. Sorry, my cat's at the door. I gotta let her in. 1 second. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. All right, sorry about that. Oops, sorry. So look, you can see it hits the line, boom, big jump, and actually continues. Hits the line on a wick, goes back up, closes under it, and then monster bounce recovery. Again, doesn't quite hit it, but like, you know, the energy from the line. I know that sounds super lame, but you get it, right? Like, I do think that there was enough of a push from that, and now we basically wick it and come to where we're sitting right now, right? We have hit this line too many times, and not a like. When was this? This was less than a month ago, right? This was no, sorry, bad math there. But end of August, and then all the way to now, right? It seems like too many hits, and I think more like we hit it in a 3-week moment, and then it flew. We've now kind of done that in like a 2-week moment, right? Like that's a week. It was on, we were here, took 3 weeks, we came back, and then it flew. We were here, not quite on it, but we were here, took 2 weeks, we're now here. I don't know if I can believe that it's going to fly. Now, it's interesting. Sorry, I don't know why that zoomed so much. It's interesting to see a little bit of a divergence right there. It's interesting to see the MACD relatively close to zero. I think one of my biggest problems is volume. When I first started covering this stock, I want to say it was probably in the thick of this, because I remember talking about the like green, red for a bit. When I really first started covering this, dude, AVTX was a volume king and queen. It was actually a top 10 volume total per day for, I mean, you can easily see for these 7 days, maybe even this one, and like a majority of this, it was actually up in the top 10, if not higher. I mean, look, any given day, any stock at 100 million, give or take, is a big number, okay? We have quickly dropped nearly 90% from that roughly 100 number to the roughly 10 number that you see here. Volume disinterest is a killer. When there's interest, you can start to see some uptrends. As volume dies, man, so does price. Volume is king, volume is queen, right? Whatever you are. And end of the day, it scares me more that volume is gone and that we're back to this 9-cent line than I'm optimistic about this MACD and RSI. I'm also, just like I said, a little worried that earnings came and went and didn't really do as much as we were hoping for. We've essentially, I mean, not even essentially, we are under all 5 moving averages. We're sitting at a stone's throw away from all-time lows. I keep saying it, and there's no other change. We really need to get into the high 13s, if not 14 cents, for me to really like AVTX. There are too many moving averages for me to just, maybe you can make a consideration for 11 cents, but honestly, I would much rather skip this 9 cents to low 13 and just get in at 14, or at least get in at like 13.137, 138, right, give or take. But I'm more worried than optimistic. I am. And I think the company had its moment to give the news, right? If you're going to release earnings, that's actually a really good time to release like positive guidance, positive like hope, this and that. I think the moment has come and gone for news to help this, and I think the moving averages are going to be worse. And again, just one more time, Mullen, as you lose all-time lows, scary things happen. And again, when you're down here and come back to it relatively quickly, I get scared. I do. There's only so much the line can do. We did it once amazingly. I don't know if we can do it again. I got to be worried, right? So let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, you know it. Thank you. Thank you.